Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Halifax Raiders Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode, we had the first round of the playoffs against an upper-seeded Tampa Bay Lightning team, and we managed to cheese them in 4 games and get ourselves back to that second round, which is so huge. And it was a very nice first round, especially in terms of how our goaltenders played, I would say, because our goaltenders were phenomenal. Burkov played 1 game, he was good in that game, and then he didn't have so good of a game, but Zadorov came in replacement halfway through the game and played great, and then he played the rest of the series, and he was awesome with a .969 save percentage through 3 games. He only has had to make 66 saves, so he hasn't had to face a ton of shots either, it seems like. So we must be playing some pretty good defensive hockey in front of him, but very excited to see what this team can do in this next round. Obviously, we have a very tough task ahead of us, though, because we are going to be taking on the Florida Panthers, who won the President's Trophy this season. So it isn't going to get really much easier from here on out. So hopefully our team can find ways to cheese the opponents, because obviously we're not as good of a team as we used to be, but we are still finding ways to win in the playoffs. But obviously we still look for that one Stanley Cup. So hopefully we can cheese this Florida team. They went 58-18-6. We went 46-32-4. So if we are going to beat them, maybe we have a chance to beat literally any team in this playoff run. But before we get into this episode, let's get into you guys' comments and see what you guys have to say about our round 1 victory. So the first comment is from Michael Dose, who says, "Can't believe this one could be the greatest showing in the playoffs for Halifax." And yeah, I would say probably that was one of our best rounds we've had. I can't remember necessarily what other rounds we've had really good success in, but you can see there's a nice 2-1 win in Game 1. Game 2 was a 5-3 win. That one we were down 3-1 after 2, and then we managed to have a great third period and come back and win that one. That's the one that I said Zadorov came in replacement. Then we had a nice 6-0 shutout, and at that point I was thinking maybe we were going to get reverse swept again, but the team managed to show up with a nice 3-2 victory in game number 4. So some very good solid efforts from everybody on the team, and yeah, hopefully we could do the same thing against Florida. But Florida did sweep their first round, and they have been very good up to this point. They've won some Stanley Cups recently, so it is going to be probably a tough task. And the last and final comment is from Sanro Otaku. It says, "Old and busted is Team of Destiny, and a new hotness, Team of Cheese." And that's pretty much it, though. Our old team was like very stacked and built up well, but it like did not work well in the playoffs. Well, this new team obviously is not as good as the other teams, but it has simulated seemingly decently so far in the playoffs. As you can see, it's not as strong as it used to be. Obviously, back in the day, there was Mauricio on the top line. We had guys like Ahinen playing really solid. Like, this team used to be so skilled, but obviously it's dropped off astronomically, but it still looks decent enough, and it has gotten ourselves to a second round. So hopefully we could do good as well in the second round. And obviously the goaltenders are the main focus, obviously, because they are very good. Obviously this offseason I think we might lose Burkov, though, which really kind of sucks, but it is the way of this team. And yeah, hopefully we could just continue getting good production from pretty much everybody that was getting production and more so in next round, because you can see guys like on the second line have been doing pretty well. Meanwhile, on the top line, Reese Delavera's been a little bit quiet, I would say. 3 points in 4 games ain't bad, but obviously expecting a little bit more out of him. And then also Charles Raymond needs to get going a little bit, because he only had the 1 goal and 2 points in 4 games, which obviously during the regular season he had a 56 goal season. So hopefully he could get going in the second round to give us some offense, because obviously we're a good defensive team, but we need that offensive capability as well. So before we get into actually simulating, let me show you guys what Florida's looking like again. But they're pretty similar to what we've always played them against. They have a very solid top line, and they obviously have a very good defenseman. So we got to basically find a way to shut down this top line. Gamache, Hillman, and Peterson, I guess. They've been together for quite some time. Peterson's got 850 career points now at this point, so he's over point per game in his career. Lucas Hillman's been with Florida, I believe, for a good chunk of his career as well. Yeah, his entire career, too. Looks like he used to be drafted by the LA Kings, though. But he's almost point per game in his career. And, of course, Cesar Gamache has been a very good goal scorer. He's got 889 points already, and he's only 26. This guy has been one of the better players in his franchise mode. Also, over 100 career playoff points at the age of 26 is kind of nuts, too. So this guy might end up being one of the best playoff performers of all time. So kind of scary on that front. But if we could contain that top line and guys like Courtnall and Combs, we should be able to win games. But also the fact that they have Chris Whitmore is quite scary, because Chris Whitmore has been a very good defenseman in his franchise mode. As you can see, going back to the early stages of his career, he wasn't doing too much at that point, but then since 2039, so almost like the last decade, he's been picking up 59 plus points a season, and he's been also very good in the plus minus department. As you can see, a career plus 259, and his playoff stats are also pretty damn good too. Doesn't score as much goals playoff wise, it looks like, but he does pick up a lot of assists on those goals, probably from Gamache and all that type of thing. So hopefully we can find a way to beat them, especially considering Dennis Sims is their goaltender, because we could have had him still at this point, but we waived him and he went to the LA Kings, and then eventually he signed in Florida, won a Vezina trophy, and now this is his second season in Florida, so it's a little bit scary that he's been able to do so well on these other teams. But let's get into game number one. Waste no time. Well, actually, we've already wasted a couple minutes, but let's see what we can do here. See if we can build off that first round sweep, or are we going to just fall apart in the second round? Hopefully our goaltending could kind of keep us in these games, and then hopefully the offense kind of finds itself out like it did a little bit in last round. So here we go, game one in Florida. Let's see what we could do here on the road. See if we could get some victories in Florida to start off the series. First period of game number one. 2-2. Okay, this might be an offensive series. Who knows? So power play goal from Ozens early on, and then short-handed goal from the defenseman Whitmore. I knew we weren't going to be able to contain guys like Whitmore, but he scores to tie the game up. Lehman gave us the lead, and then Nick Coolin had an answer for us. We allowed 2 goals on 7 shots, so not the best start for Zadorov, which is not ideal considering he was playing really good up to this point in time. I don't know if it's because Tampa's not as good as Florida, but still, Florida is definitely a very tough team to contain offensively, so we might have to play around with who's the starting goaltender in the series a bit. Like, we might have to put Burkov in net for a game or something like that, just so Zadorov gets a bit of a break, or rework the defensive core or something like that. But it's 2-2 after 1. Shots are 13-7 in favor of us, so we're outplaying them, but it is a tie game. Let's see if we can get that lead back in the second period. 4-4. Holy crap. Okay. Well, we had a 4-2 lead and we blew it, so we've been blowing leads all night long. Richter scores 2 goals, 1 on the power play, 1 regular strength. And then Combs and, of course, Gamache scored as well. The shots are even, the goals are even. This is a pretty crazy game up to this point in time because, yeah, we've had 3 leads and we've blown them all. See, we were up 1-0, we were up 2-1, and then we were up 4-2. And then they came back with both goals. So I am a little scared that they might get the lead for the first time in this game, but hopefully we continue to score here. I like that our offense has been doing good, but I don't really like how our defense has been to start the series because it's kind of not reminiscent to how our last round was at all, really. So let's see if we can get another lead here in this third period. As there's their first lead, I knew that was going to happen eventually. Cortnell gave Florida the 5-4 lead. Do we have an answer for that? Yes, we do. A power play goal from Richter. That's his hat trick, I think. That's crazy. Wasn't expecting Richter to be that type of guy for us in the playoffs, but he's been really good so far. Here in this round and the last round, he was pretty solid too. And we are going to be going to overtime in game one. Very even first game here, which is kind of a surprise considering we obviously didn't win the President's Trophy this year, but it's a 5-5 game going into overtime with the shots 34-33. So both goaltenders playing pretty similar to each other, both offensives, both defenses. I don't really know who's going to win this because they had the lead for the first time, and obviously we came back and tied it. It's on anybody's game here in overtime. Let's see if we can find a way to win here in Florida. It's good to see our offense doing well, though. Come on, boys. Let's get that done. Let's get that win. Let's do it for Mauricio, who's in the press box watching. He's watching on, and he's going to give us good luck. Penalty kill. Long penalty kill. I don't know why you guys take penalties. Power play for us, and we do not score on that one. Holy crap, this game is insane. Wow. I thought it was going to go to double overtime. And the 71 overall defender ends our night, and we lose 6-5 in game one. The 71 overall defender. I was calling him out because I said their defense wasn't as strong, and of course that had to be the difference maker. Well, we lose 6-5 in game one with the shots 47-46. That was quite the game. I mean, if you went to that game, you definitely got your money's worth. But we just came out on the end of a game that we probably should have won because we had the lead multiple times. Not ideal. I might have to rework the defense, and I probably will go to Burkov next game just because that was a lot of shots that Zadorov had to face. So, Ozens from Jacobson and Lehman from Ahinen and Booz, Richter from Hamelainen and Raymond, Richter from Jacobson and Ozens. So, yeah, Richter was phenomenal, but unfortunately our team wasn't able to get that victory. Jacobson had 3 assists, but was -4 Probably a couple of those goals that he assisted on were power play markers. Yikes. Oof. Yeah, a lot of bad plus minus in that game. And then, yeah, Zadorov wasn't the best. He did face 47 shots, but still. Richter gets first start in the loss. And, of course, that 71 overall defenseman, like I said, had the game winner. That's not great. Not an ideal first game. I mean, it was good offense, which is great to see. But that's our first loss of the playoffs, and Florida has now improved to 5-0. Jacobson's up to 10 points in 5 games, but his plus-minus probably isn't super good. Okay, so we are going to make some adjustments here. Let's take a look at the defense here. It's not really that bad plus-minus wise still, but let's go back to Burish on the top 4. Actually, maybe not Burish. Let's go Burish over there and Ramo, and that doesn't work well. What do I want to do here? I'm trying to figure out something that could work. Okay, I guess I could go to this again. So just back to Booze with Cardwell. And then, yeah, goaltending wise, that was a kind of a tough game for Zadorov. He still has great stats, but we are going to go to Mateo Burkov for this next game. And, wow, Jennings is up to a 79. He is a good two-way forward, but I don't know who I would take out of the lineup. I could take out Coop, who's a sniper on that 4th line. You know what? I'm going to do that just as a defensive adjustment because we know that Florida could score a lot of goals in bunches. I'm going to throw Jennings in onto the 4th line just to help us out maybe a bit defensively. Yeah. And Richter had a hat trick on the 4th line. That's actually insane. I feel like Richter should be higher up in the lineup than like Ahinen for sure. So we're going to do that. Ahinen might not like that he's getting demoted to the 4th line, but Richter was phenomenal that last game. He needs some bigger opportunity, I think, after how he performed in that one. So, okay. Well, it was a close game. We could have easily won that one. So let's see if we can at least tie the series headed home. Because obviously if we go down 0-2, that's where we need to win both of our home games. So if we could take one game in Florida, it'll definitely make up for that OT loss. So let's see if we could get another good chance to win on the road here. And hopefully we could actually hold the lead for a change. And hopefully Burkov could come in and be a very good goaltender for us right now. Obviously we could alternate between goalies, but I prefer to eventually find one that would be the number 1 for the rest of the playoffs. But here we go, game 2 in Florida. Let's see if we have a response to last game. First period, 2 on us. Good start. Booze opened the scoring. I did see that already. 18 seconds in. And 10 minutes in, Raymond scores. So good to see Raymond back on the board again. But Rick Buss gets Florida on the board. Shots are 11-11, and it's a 2-1 game. So another pretty even start to a game. Last game, it was the shots were even, the goals were pretty much even. This is the same type of thing so far, where the shots are dead even and the goals are just about even as well. So hopefully we can find a way to get some insurance in the second period so I don't have to be a little bit worried because, like I said, Florida has come back multiple times in the last game. They could easily do that in this game because they have the offensive capabilities. So let's see if we have a good response in the second period, see if we could add some insurance. Second period. 4-2 us. Okay, that's good. They tied the game up from Scissor Gamache, of course, but Richter scores again, and Colborne scores a shorthanded goal to give us a 2-goal advantage. That's a good response, guys. Once again, the shots are pretty much dead even, 22-21, but we're up by a pair of goals. Let's see if we could lock this game down in the third period and take one of these games in Florida. Because, like I said, that would be pretty huge for our confidence going back home. Combs scores to make it a 4-3 game. Power play for us. We do not score on it. Power play again for us. Come on, power play. You got to convert. Final 10 minutes of this third period. Still up by a goal. Come on, guys. You got this. I believe in you. Final few minutes. Are we going to lock it down? Yes, we are. 4-3 win in Florida. That's a huge one for our confidence. Not the best game from Burkov, 26 saves, but still he gets the victory. We score 4 goals on 38 shots. And we are tied at 1 heading home, which is huge. Because obviously now if we can win both of our home games, we put ourselves up in a good spot. But we still got to win the next game and the game after that. So Booze from Del Rivera and Hamalainen, Raymond from Hamalainen, and then Richter from Lehman and Booze. And Colburn's first to the playoffs from Hamalainen. So Hamalainen had a 3-assist game. That's nice. That is nice indeed. And then everybody else was the 1-pointers. But let me see if there's any minus guys. Only a couple -1s, which is not the worst case scenario. But yeah, Ozens has really struggled defensively, I think, in this playoff run. And yeah, it wasn't the best game from Burkov save percentage-wise, but he did get the victory. So I think I might hold him in for next game as well. So Hammerline the first star, and then Buss and Doyle for them are the stars. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep Burkov in net for the next game as well. Oh, no. Maxim Kavanov has been injured with a sore knee. Let me go replace player for the time being, but that's not good. We do not need defensive injuries at this point in time. We just don't. Let me go to edit lines here and see who it put in. I think we had one depth defenseman, so I'm not sure who that is again. Because we have like a lot of random guys that are all like same overall rating wise. Oh, it put in Mangone. Mangone was losing morale because of ice time too, so he did drop down to a 74. We'll get him. It actually doesn't work on the top 6 that well. I guess I'll keep him in the top 4. There's not really anybody else I would call up, I don't think. Yeah, none of these guys are ready to get called up, so we have to go with Mangone in the top 4 for a few days, which is not great. A good thing is we have good goaltending behind our team at least, but still. So yeah, Burkov will start next game, and the rest of this will stay the exact same, but our defensive core definitely takes a hit with Kavanov being injured. We know all about that because of that the start of the season when we got into cap-related problems. We almost didn't have the money to sign Kavanov, so we know our defensive core definitely takes a hit if we end up losing guys like that. Okay, most series are tied at 1 except for St. Louis and Arizona at the moment. Okay. I think we ought to keep the team the same, so Burkov will start Game 3 as we shift to home ice and see if we can win some games in our home building to give us a good chance at winning this series. Both teams are 5-1 at this point, so this could be a series that goes 7 games. I could definitely see that because both games were decided only by a goal, so I could definitely see a Game 7 potentially if this continues on this trend. Obviously, it could just blow up in our face or blow up in Florida's face at any point. So here we go, Game 3 on home ice. Can we find a way to get a 2-1 series lead? In our first lead of the series, too. First period. It is 1-0 Florida. Not terrible. Shots are pretty even again. So, yeah, this is definitely, I feel like, a series that could go 7 games based on the shot department. Peterson scored earlier on for them. 11 minutes around in, or 10 minutes in, 9 minutes in, something like that. Anyways, we're only down by a goal, so that's not a bad first period, but obviously it would be nice to see our offense start clicking in the next period, so hopefully we have a good answer to that second period. 2-1, okay. I mean, we're back in the game again. We're still in the same spot pretty much. An early goal from Ahinen, only 2 minutes into the period, and then Rajala scores a power play goal. Now the shots are in our favor, 24-16, so hopefully we have the momentum on our side, and hopefully we don't get out-simmed by Sims. And hopefully we can find a way to tie this game up, because it's only been tied for a brief little bit, it looks like. Let's have a strong third period here, guys. Tie this game up, and then hopefully get that lead at some point. It doesn't have to be in the third period. It could be in overtime or any point. Let's see what happens in this third period. See if we could tie it up. Who wants to be that guy for us? Penalty kill. Maybe Reese Del Rivera would like to step up. I haven't seen him in a while. Come on, guys. I know you have it in you. Let's get that next one. Penalty kill again. Stop taking penalties, and there's another power play goal for them. Nikulin makes it 3-1. Final few minutes of the game, Rajala scores another one to make it 4-1. Gamache makes it 5-1 as Burkov loses all his confidence right at the end of the game. And unfortunately, we are going to be trailing in the series, which means we need to win our next game on home ice, or else we need to come back from a 3-1 deficit. That's not a great game for our team. Lack of offense and then also falling apart in the last few minutes of the game definitely separated us from winning that game. Our only goal was Ahinen from Mangone, so interesting on that front. And yeah, Sims definitely out-simmed us, so I might have to make some adjustments here. I think we're going to go back to Zadorov for next game for sure, because Burkov is still, it seems like, a little bit inconsistent, even though he is the veteran goalie of the bunch. And I need to make some offensive adjustments, maybe some defensive ones too. That injury to Kavanov is not great to have at this point in time, so that might be hurting us a bit. So, yeah, goalie-wise, going to Zadorov. And then offensively, Del Rivera's done jack crap, so, or jack shit, I should say, but Boucher did the top line, Richter did the second line. Del Rivera's going to go back to the wing. Jacobson actually has been very good, though, so I might actually have to... Raymond hasn't been great. I'm going to move Raymond down to the third line. I think Lehman could take face-off, so Lehman's going to get moved to the center role with Raymond and Booze. And then Jennings will still play with Ahinen and Colborne. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to rock with. It might be a little bit weird, but Jacobson's been one of our best players, so we're kind of trying to load up our best line with our best players. And yeah, Del Rivera's getting another opportunity there. If he doesn't do good, obviously him and Raymond could flip-flop, but for now, that's what we're going to go with. From a defensive standpoint, Mangone had an assist actually in his only game, so that's actually nice to see to start off this. Let me see what I could do here. Let's go Mangone with Bursch, Cracknell with Ramo. And then, yeah, goalies is going to be Zadorov. Hopefully Kavanagh is back soon. I forget when it said he's going to return, but that might be a big blow to our defensive core and our defensive structure as well. So, okay, we need to win this game, because if we lose this game, obviously, then we're down 3-1, and we need to win 2 games in Florida in order to potentially win this series. So, let's see if we could have a good response to the last game. Obviously, not the best defensive effort, especially in those last few minutes. And obviously, our offense was nowhere, so we need to find that again this game. Obviously, we found it in the first 2 games of our offense. This last game was not our good offensive game, so it would be nice to get back into where we were in Game 1 and Game 2. So this is pretty much a must-win game. Can we win this game and get it back to square into a final 3 games matchup, potentially like a best-of-3 situation? Come on, boys, you got this. I hope Zadorov could give me a good performance here as well. First period of game number 4. Oh my goodness. We give up 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game. We do score 1 late, so maybe we're going to have a comeback, who knows. But Combs, Rajala, and Doyle made it 3-0 within a 10-minute span, or I should say a 9-minute and 55-second span. And then Jacobson scores late on Rolo, so they have their backup in net, which is interesting. I don't know why. Actually, both of them are 85 overall goalies, though, right? Wasn't that the case? I think so. So it doesn't really make much of a difference, but Sims is not in this game, which is interesting. Shots are even again, so even first period in terms of shots, but we're down by a pair of goals, which is not a great hill to climb. So we need to have a strong defensive second period. We need to at least get 1 goal in this period as well, and then we might be able to still come back. So let's see if we have an answer for them in the second period. It is 5-4. Okay, we're back in the game. Combs made it 4-1. We score 3 unanswered from Booze, and Raymond. I don't know if those are the same Booze or the different Booze, because there's Manny Booze and Mauricio Booze, I think. And then Raymond scores, and we are at tie game, but a late goal from Nikulin gives them the lead. So Burkov is now in net for us as well. He came in relief, actually, in that second period. Shots are dead even again. This has been a very close series, even though the fact that we're trailing 2-1 in the series and we're trailing in this game. The goals have been pretty much identical for both teams. The shots have been identical. It's just all about finding ways to close out these close games. So let's see if we can find a way to tie this game up in the third period again. We came back for a reason. Do we have a strong third period ahead? Let's see what happens. Come on, guys. Give me that next one. I know you have some goals in you guys. Del Rivera or somebody on this team that hasn't done anything. Raymond, let's go, Charles. That's a big goal from Raymond. Like I said, I needed him to produce in here, and he's done that lately. Makes it a 5-5 game. So this is the second 5-5 game we've had. No, Gamache gives them the lead late. Come on, do we have an answer, please? No, we do not. We lose 6-5 for the second time in the series to the Florida Panthers. We do not want to really get into a shootout with them because their offense is so good. And we've had some very bad defensive efforts in the second round, and you can see why Florida's a threat. And we need to win 3 straight games, or else we're going to be eliminated here in the second round. I wish our defense and goaltending would be a bit more consistent right now, but it's not being like that. But then again, Florida's a stacked team, so kind of makes sense that their offense would do so good. Jacobson from Boucher and Cardwell, Booze from Cracknell and Lehman, then Booze from Raymond and Lehman, Raymond from Mangone and Booze, Raymond from Booze and Lehman, and then unfortunately, that late goal from Gamache gives them a 3-1 series lead as we lose both of our home games. If we would have won both of our home games, that would have been nice. We had literally every single star of the game, too. We had momentum on our side, but it didn't work. Booze the first star with 4 points, Raymond the second star with 3 points, and Lehman the third star with 3 points. That was all that third line, which is interesting. But now we need to find a way to win 3 straight. And yeah, like I said, our defense and goaltending hasn't been that great in this round. Guys, look at this. 6 goals against, 3 goals against, 5 goals against, 6 goals against. It needs to be much better. Our offense has actually been able to kind of match what Florida's offense has been doing. But yeah, the goaltending and defense has not really been there. So, what do we want to do here to make us better? Let's see. Let's go back to... This might be Layman's last NHL game as well, so we're going to get him back on the top line just because of that. We're going to go to Jacobson, playing with Ahinen and Raymond, so the jar line. We're going to take Jennings out of the lineup. He was a -3 in those 3 games, so we are going to take him out and get Coop back in. And then we're going to put him down the middle with Booze and Colborne, I think. I don't know if I want Layman as a top liner, to be honest, though. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put him and Ahinen back together at least. Let's see if we can figure something else out here. I don't like Del Rivera's play really at all here in the playoffs. He has not been really the type of guy that you'd expect. So I'm going to put him down to the 3rd line, or Hamalainen down to the 3rd line. Actually, maybe I should put Del Rivera on the 3rd line. Reunite all the old guys on that 3rd line. And then the top 6, we'll kind of rework it a little bit here. Something like that. Defensively, let me take a look at the plus minuses. Ooh, who is that -3? Cracknell. I can't really take Cracknell out of the lineup. I mean, I could because Kavanagh is almost returned, but I don't want him to get re-injured. That's a bit of a risk doing that. And then goaltending-wise, who's going to get the start for the next game? Probably Zadorov. Both goalies have been very much struggling here in the 2nd round, but I mean, it makes sense with how good Florida's offense is. I do have another goalie in the system I could call up in McKenzie, but he's going to be the backup next season likely, so I'll probably keep that the same. Try and think of what we could do here. Don't think there's really much else I could do. Karpetsev's not going to really work that well. Yeah, we don't really have the depth in our system to make any adjustments here. We got to pretty much just rock with this and hope that it helps. So this is going to be our lineup going into this next game, and hopefully we can find a way to win 3 straight against Florida. If we can't, obviously that kind of sucks, but we have a massive hill to climb here against Florida. They're a really good team. Maybe we're going to be that cheese team that comes back from a 3-1 deficit, but I doubt it with how Florida's offense has been. But they're 7-1 in the playoffs at this point in time. We handed them at least 1 loss, which is great, but we're still running out of time on a Stanley Cup. This might be our last chance at making the playoffs and having a chance at the Cup. So can we find a way to get back into the series and win 3 straight games? That starts tonight. Here we go, Game 5. Looking to stay alive. It's going to be a real-time simulation. Let's see what happens. We got to contain their offense, though, this time around, guys. That will give us a better chance if we could just score a lot of goals and keep them off the score sheet. And they score first. Jackson Combs makes it 1-0 Florida. Not great. We are getting a shot as well here early on. Do we have an answer to that? Yes, we do. Colborne from the 4th line scores. Nice to see that. And it's a 1-1 game after 1, despite us being outshot 16-9. So solid first period from Zadorov in net. At least our offense was able to continue its scoring. I think our offense has been good here in the 2nd round. It's just the defense and goaltending. It's pretty much like, I would say, in a way, reversed the last round. Like last round, we did have the offense, but it wasn't insanely good offensively. And then our defense was really good. Our goaltending was really good. But so far in this 2nd round, that's been our problem. But it is also a much better Florida team than the Tampa team we faced. So let's see what happens in the 2nd period. See if we could find a way to get that lead. Also, if we didn't lose Game 1 in overtime, we wouldn't be in this predicament either. So that one game was a big one in the series. So Hillman gave them the lead. Del Rivera ties it up on the power play. Good to see Reese scoring a goal because, like I said, he has not really done much in this series. Jacobson gives us our first lead of the night. Let's go, Jacobson. He's been pretty damn good in this playoffs so far. And we are going to have the lead going into the 3rd period despite being outshot 24-22. We're up by a goal. It's been, like I said, a very close series. A lot of these games have been only decided by a goal. So we could easily, I feel like, be on the opposite side of this. Obviously, our goaltending needs to be much better than that, though. As Rollo is in net again for them still. So I guess they're just alternating between goalies kind of similarly to us. Because obviously we kind of are alternating between Burkov and Zadorov. But they're alternating between Rollo and Sims. Okay, so we're up by a goal. This could be our last period of the season. Can we force a Game 6 back on home ice? Can we do it? Let's see what happens. You got this, guys. Just get that insurance marker and make me feel safe. Okay? Combs ties the game up. Combs has been pretty good for them. An answer from Colborne. He's been pretty good tonight. 2 goals on the night for the 4th liner. Love to see it. Final few minutes, and they tied up again. Courtnall. But we have an answer again. Alan Lehman. Our offense has been great. Boucher, power play goal to give us a 2-goal advantage. That's a huge one to get. And we are going to win 6-4 as we have another good offensive game. Same with them, though. But we do manage to win this game and force a Game 6 back on home ice. So that's a huge victory for our team. Like I said, our offense has been good, but we need to find a way to make sure their offense isn't scoring as much as it is. And we didn't do that really in this game, but at least we got the victory. Not like the games where we lost 6-5. So Colborne from Booz and Ramo, Del Rivera from Boucher, Jacobson from Raymond, Colborne from Booz and Coop, Lehman from Del Rivera and Ahinen, and Boucher from Hamalainen and Lehman. 3 stars of the game, Courtnall for them, Combs for them, and Colborne for us. Any badly minus people in that game out of curiosity? Let's see. Couple -2s, and it's your usual culprits, pretty much. And Zadorov, yeah, didn't have the best of games, but we got the victory, so we'll likely keep him in net again. And Kavanagh might be back for Game 6, which would be huge for our defensive core. No, he's not back yet. Damn, man. I think he'll be back for Game 7 if there is one. Because when is he supposed to be back again? Let's see. He is supposed to return on... Oh, he's supposed to already be back technically today. It says returning May 6th, but he's playable injury. So I don't think I want to throw him in yet. Just because I don't want to risk him obviously getting injured again. But yeah, this is probably going to be the same team we run into Game 6 after that win. Like I said, our offense has been damn good. Like if you look through the depth scoring, I'd say our offense has definitely been a strength here in this playoffs. But then obviously the defensive play hasn't been super consistent. And same with the goaltending numbers. So hopefully the goaltenders can find themselves out in these next 2 games if potentially we go to another 2 games. Because if we win this game, we go to a Game 7 back in Florida. We lose this game, obviously we get eliminated. So can we come back from a 3-1 deficit to get it to a Game 7 scenario? That would be really nice if we could. Has every other series been determined? No, not the Eastern Conference yet. The West has. It is going to be in the West, LA and St. Louis. LA won the Stanley Cup, I think. Didn't they win the Stanley Cup recently? I think they did. Unless that was my other series. That might have been actually my Winnipeg series. I can't remember exactly. I get confused with this, but we're going to keep the same team for Game 6. Our offense, like I said, has been great. But obviously, if we wouldn't have not lost this first game in overtime, we would technically have a 3-2 series lead of our own right now. So I think we got to pat ourselves on the back at least that we've had some good efforts in this series, but at least we're kind of on the wrong side of fortune at the moment. If we could get to a Game 7, that would be amazing, because obviously like this might be one of our last chances. So let's hope that the cheese is still strong with our team. And what's that? So let's hope that our team is praying to the cheese. And hopefully that brick of cheese can get us to a Game 7. Let's do it. Let's get to a Game 7, guys. Let's do it. We believe in ourselves. We have that offensive capability. Let's win in front of our home fans and get to a Game 7 scenario back in Florida. Let's see what happens. Come on, guys. We're a cheese team of destiny. I believe in us. I believe in us. Penalty kill. Nicely done, penalty killers. A lot of shots so far here in the early going. And we open the scoring. Let's go. Ricardo Richter. He's been pretty damn good. Like I said, he had a hat trick earlier in this round. And we have a 1-0 lead going into the second period. That's a nice way to start off. Shots are 13-9 in favor of us. Hopefully we can figure out our defensive play in this game. And then maybe that could transpire into a Game 7 if we get there. Let's have a strong second period here, because obviously second periods is where you could win games or lose games. So let's see what happens. See if we can get some more insurance to make us feel a little bit safer for that third period. Liam Ahinen, let's go. Big goal there from Ahinen. He hadn't scored much in this round, but it's good to see him score again. He did score last round, I'm pretty sure, at least once. That's a big goal, though. Final few minutes of this second period. And we are going to be going to the third period up by a pair of goals, despite it being outshot 24-20. We're a period away from going to a Game 7. After we were down 3-1. Believe in the cheese. Believe in the cheese. The big brick of cheese. Let's see what happens in this third period. See if we can survive another day and go to a Game 7. Yeah, let's go, Mangone. But they get an answer back. But good to see Mangone scoring. He's actually been decent since coming in. Oh, no. Don't do this to me, Zadorov. You got this. I believe in you, man. Believe in the cheese. Pray to the cheese. Eat the cheese. Do whatever you must for the cheese. Please. Final 5 minutes. Up by a goal. Believe in the cheese. Yes, let's go. We're going to a Game 7 despite being down 3-1. You got to embrace the cheese sometimes. And we have found ourselves to a Game 7 with the best team in the NHL. Whew, that was close. When they scored those 2 quick goals, I thought they were going to come back, but we managed to hold them off. They outshot us 38-26. A great effort from Zadorov. That's probably one of his best games of the second round. And we are going to a Game 7. There's been a lot of one-goal games. If we would have won Game 1 in overtime, though, we would have just won the series right there, which is kind of heartbreaking, but it is what it is. Richter, 7th of the playoffs from Hamline and Cardwell. Ahinen from Del Rivera and Ozens. And Mangone's first from Ozens and Richter. So Mangone with a game-winning goal, and he's only played a few games. Zadorov, the first star of the game with a .947 save percentage. And then you have Richter, the second star, and Ozens, the third star. Are we going to be the cheese team that comes back from a 3-1 deficit to win in 7? Who knows? Both teams are identical in records as Kavanagh will be returning for this next game. So unfortunately, after a good game from Mangone, he will likely be getting scratched again. He's got 3 points in 4 games. Cracknell's been worse. I almost feel like scratching Cracknell instead. I think I might actually do that, to be honest here. So first I got to take Mangone out of the lineup and put Kavanagh in there. And then I got to put Mangone back in. But Mangone's been great. He's been much better. So we're going to rock Mangone in Game 7. Which might be a risk. He might end up being a -5 like Felipe Flood from years ago. But Cracknell's going to get scratched instead. And maybe this is the defense we need to run instead. So, yep, okay. This is what we're going to run. We've run 2 straight games. We're going to a Game 7 with the best team in the NHL. Can we find a way to win this next game and get ourselves to that conference finals? It would be against the Washington Capitals if we do win. Which I don't know if we've played Washington really at all in the series. I don't think we have. But I can't remember for sure because we've played obviously a lot of teams in the playoffs. But some of them have been very similar to others. We've played Florida a lot. We've played Tampa a lot. We've played Montreal a lot. I don't think we've ever played Washington. But it would be interesting if we get to that conference finals. Okay, I think we got to rock with the same team. Let me just make sure the lines are good to go. Let me make sure the goaltending's good to go. And then hopefully we get the same effort we've gotten in the last 2 games. Yeah, Zadorov is starting to find himself again. He was obviously started off his playoff run with a very good stat line. He dropped down to like a 902, I think, but the last few games got himself back up to a 912. So let's hope that our goaltending is the difference maker in this Game 7. And hope that we could close out the Florida Panthers and somehow knock out a 58-win team. Gotta embrace that cheese again. And hopefully that cheese can get ourselves to that conference finals. Because we have not been there in a while, I feel like, at this point. So, believe in the cheese, guys. Pray to the cheese. And let's see what happens in Game 7. See if we could get ourselves to face the Washington Capitals. Let's do this, guys. I believe in yous. Believe in the cheese. I wish I had somebody on our team with the last name Cheese because that would even make it funnier. Florida opens the scoring, not great. Finnerty makes it 1-0. Do we have an answer for that? Charles Raymond or somebody? I know you guys could score goals. Who wants to be that guy for us to tie this game up? And it's going to be 1-0 for Florida after 1, which is not ideal. We are out shooting them 14-8, so their goaltender's having a strong effort. I don't know which goalie's in net for them at this stage, but solid start, I'd say, defensively. But obviously, we need to find a way to get that offense going here in the second period because obviously they could have a good defensive effort. Like, most of these games have been decided only by the 1 goal. Like I said, if we would have won Game 1 in overtime, we would not be in this situation. We'd be on to the conference finals already. But we lost in overtime, and now we're in a situation where we need to win this game, or else we're going to be eliminated in 7 games. So, come on, guys. We came back from a 3-1 deficit to get to a Game 7. Let's have a strong second period and believe in that cheese. Come on. I know I keep on saying that, but believe in the cheese, and hopefully the cheese will prevail. We got this, guys. Put those cheese on the crackers and eat that cheese. Let's do that. Power play for us. We do not score on it. We're getting a lot of chances in this game, but still not able to convert yet. Come on, cheese. You got this. Yes, let's go, Hamalainen. Huge goal late in the second period. A lot of momentum from those power plays. We're out shooting them 27-19. It's a 1-1 game. Oh my goodness. I did say this series would go to a 7 games like early on when I saw like the shots and goals being pretty even. So I guess I did predict it quite well. But obviously it comes down to this third period and potentially an overtime. We're out shooting them badly. It's a goaltending standoff pretty much at the moment. Do we have the offense and the cheese on our side in this third period to get us to the next round? Please. Believe in the cheese. Let's do this. Come on, cheese. Yes, Booze. 2-1 us. Let's go. That's a huge goal from Booze. Penalty kill. Nicely done, boys. Believe in that cheese. Let's go, Telleravair. 3-1 Halifax. Cheese is real. Cheese is real. Oh no, Wellwood. Who is Wellwood? I didn't even see him in the lineup, I don't think. Oh no, Peterson ties the game up at 3. Come on, cheese. You got to believe in the cheese a little bit longer. We're going to overtime in Game 7. Oh my goodness. We had the 3-1 lead. Why, Zadorov? You could have just shut it down. I know you're good in it. I almost want to intervene and watch this. This episode's already like 40-something minutes, but this is a do-or-die situation. We're late in the series anyways, so we're going to intervene and watch. This might be the last game we see for some of these guys in their career. I'm going to remove my face from the screen, but we're looking to get ourselves to that conference finals with a win in Florida as we head to an overtime scenario. I wish we'd have been able to close them out there, but let's believe in that cheese, and hopefully they don't come back and beat us. Hopefully we find a way to win in overtime. I feel like I'm risking it by jumping in, but it is what it is. We got to see these guys at least one more time in the playoffs. So here we go. Let's watch this game, see what happens. Oh man, I am nervous for this. Really hope that we can get the win here, get ourselves to that conference finals, because we came back from a 3-1 deficit. So the cheese might be on our side here. Let's see what happens. Boucher wins the draw. Booze over to Raymond. Raymond gets completely smoked. Not a good way to start an overtime off. Come on, guys. Okay, we got possession of it. Bernard Boucher with it. Boucher's got the puck. He's a good passer. He throws it out front. Peterson intercepts it. They have their good top line out there, which is pretty scary. Cesar Gamache, get it away. Shoots it. Oh my goodness, he's got a crazy shot. Good save there by Zadorov. I think he's in net still. Raymond with it. Lost it to Commodore. Get it away, guys. Doyle with it. Peterson offside. Good, thank you. At least the refs are knowing what's offside and what isn't. Holy crap, man. This is a scary-ass game. Damon Peterson up there in points. He's got 17 so far. He's second behind Jeff Pritchett. I remember Pritchett. Come on, guys. Nice face-off win there by Boucher. Here is Booze. That is Manny. Manny Booze. Or Mauricio Booze, actually, I think that one is. I don't know. I think that's Mauricio, but I could be wrong. Raymond. Over to Booze. Booze shoots, and it stopped. Come on, cheese. You got this. Believe in cheese. Believe in cheese. Come on. We gotta beat the cheese team here, guys. Get it away. Don't let him just walk right down the slot. Nice takeaway. I don't know who that was on defense, but that was a massive takeaway. Ozzen's with it. We got numbers. Right pass out front and Rolo to save. That was a great defensive play by whoever picked that off. This might have saved the goal on that play. And now we have an offensive zone face-off with Richter, Hamalainen, and Ozzen's out there. Come on, Richter. You've been great in this series so far. Let's win this face-off. And he does. Nice face-off win. Cardwell, Hamalainen has shot. That's a huge block shot by whoever that dude is on Florida. Courtnall turns it over. Richter getting hit from behind. Can't hold on to the puck. Commodore with it. Get it away. Nice poke check there, but I don't know who that was. It's been a little bit of a stalemate here, looks like, in overtime so far, which is probably how this series has run. Richter has some room. Richter to the outside. Richter holds it. Throws out front. Ozzen's is turned away. I don't know if that hit the post. I think that hit the pad. But that was a great chance there for Ozzen's. Commodore the other way. Nice poke check by Ramo. Ramo throws it up to Hamalainen. Hamalainen's got room. Hamalainen can't make the deke. I don't know why he tried the deke there. He should probably look for a pass or something. Combs with it. Over to Bus. Bus walks in out front. Nice defensive stick. Oh my goodness. Huge save there on Courtnall. That was scary. That was a great defensive play, but then it somehow ended up on Courtnall's stick, and Zadorov followed the puck and was able to stop it. Jeez, that was scary. Ahinen out there with the veteran line, Lehman, and also Del Rivera. Ahinen loses the draw. Wish he still had quick draw, to be honest, but he doesn't. Here's Reese Del Rivera. He still has his goal ability. Might lose it at the end of the season. Who knows? Can't throw the pass across. Here is Strimbu up to Bus. Get it away, guys. Get it away. Nice stick there by Kavanov. Great to have him back in the lineup. Ahinen with it. Jumps it in. Del Rivera will chase it. He's right on Strimbu. Can't force the turnover, though. Oh, I think it made Lehman captain again, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Sandlaka's shot turned away. Huge save there by Zadorov. Kavanov with it now. He's got room. He takes it up, finds Ahinen. Liam Ahinen makes a move. Throws it up front, and that poke check might have saved that goal, too. That was a crazy play. Nice move by Ahinen on that play, but we don't need to deke necessarily. Wellwood walks in. Shoots, blocked by Ramo. Ramo again with it. Ramo walks into Ahinen. Yeah, I feel like this is how this entire series has been. It's just been back and forth, neutral zone plays pretty much. Lehman a little bit slow because he's old now at this point in time. Here is Rajala. Poke it away, guys. Nice stick. Good job. Yeah, this has definitely been like a chess match this series, I think. Waiting for that team to make a mistake. Here's Jacobson. He's been great in the playoffs so far. Throws it over to Raymond. Raymond spins it back. Ramo. Ahinen scores! Liam Ahinen, of all people, has sent your Halifax Raiders to the friggin' conference finals as we knock out the President's Trophy winning team coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Let's friggin' go. I didn't expect that to actually go in, but that was some nasty passing. Let's go, boys. Let's go. I have to put my face back on the screen for that. Yeah, Lehman has been named captain according to the game, so I did not have him as captain, but that's okay. And, man, Raymond's mustache is kind of rough. Not going to lie on that front, but huge second round victory. Now the question is, can we go beyond the conference finals? Wow, what a performance. This goal was pretty nice too. So Jacobson carries it in, dekes it to the outside. He then stops up a little bit, throws it into the middle. Raymond with a phenomenal play here. Just able to outwork two guys. And then this guy is way out of position. This Gamache, oh, that's Scissor Gamache of all people too. And then he throws it to here. Ramo, they're scrambling on defense. Ramo finds it to Ahinen. And Ahinen's able to just shovel this in through the wickets, and it just trickles in, and then he gets bowled over too. But Liam Ahinen has sent us to the friggin' conference finals. Of all people. Like, he's dropped off so much, but he's still pretty damn decent. Let's go. Let me actually remove my face again so I can get a good screenshot of that. Jeez, man. Let's go. Nice. Okay. So there we have it. We have won in 7 games. I did not expect that, but we have embraced the cheese. We're going ourselves to that conference finals. Del Rivera got second start of the game with 2 points, and the first start of the game going to Liam Ahinen with the 2 points. Let's friggin' go, boys. Huge win there on the road of all places too. So we are playing Washington next round, which is interesting. I don't know anybody that's on Washington at this stage, but 3 unanswered wins. We're now 8-3 in the playoffs. Is this the year this team could go further than any other year? Obviously, we've been in the Cup Finals before, but still, I'm gonna embrace that cheese. Wow, only 1 day in between rounds is kind of scary, but maybe we could ride that momentum. So, Washington finished 53-25-4. So they are a pretty damn good team in the regular season. Let's do a comparison regular season wise and playoff wise so far, and then we'll take a look at their roster. So if we go to, let's just go Eastern Conference and make it easier. They were the second best team in the Eastern Conference. So we did just knock out the third best team and the first best team. So hypothetically, we can knock out the second best team, but are we going to be able to do it is the question. They scored as much goals per game as us, the exact same amount. They were worse defensively. Our power play was worse, and their penalty kill was better. So they had better special teams. We were pretty much identical in terms of a little bit better 5-on-5, I'd say. Interesting. What about playoff-wise so far? How good have they been? Let's see. So we are both 8-3 so far. We're scoring more goals, but we're also giving up more goals, probably because of that last round against Florida. We have a better power play at this point in time, and penalty kill wise, they have a better penalty kill. Okay, 5-1 on home ice for their team. We're 5-1 on the road. Okay, this is going to be interesting in conference finals for sure. Washington has gone through what teams? The Rangers and also the Sens. Okay, let's take a look at their roster. I honestly have no idea if there's any former players in Washington. Maybe there's going to be somebody that surprises me that I completely forgot about. But let's see what is in Washington's repertoire. First line, Silas Rathje, Pablo Edmonds, and Per Hoagland. Very good top line. Very good. Second line, Sergei Dmitriev, Donovan Rikas, and Timo Osala. That top six is nasty. And holy crap, Sergei Mayorov too. Jeez, their right side is nasty as shit. That might be the best right side I've ever seen. Sergei Mayorov on the third line as a first line guy. Damn. They also have Sergei Semenov and Asher Wisniewski. So they have a Sergei, and a Sergei. They have 3 Sergeys on their team. That's kind of nuts. Fourth line's Aldrich, Honzik, Raimo Markkinen, and a fourth line also with Pekka Filppula. They have some young guys, so they must not have been good super recently. Interesting. So their right side is strong. Down the middle on their top 6 is strong. Left wing side is strong on the top 6, but then it's pretty weak on the bottom 6, but it's still not bad. Defensively, Mats Davidson and Warren Whitaker. Fabian Mendez and Vitaly Voloshenko. That defensive core is pretty good with these 3 guys, but the other 3 not so much. They also have Boris Nikitin and Kim Olofsson. Solid defense. Goaltending wise, they have Kirk Boss. Oh boy, we got to beat a guy with the last name Boss. He was okay during the regular season, only played 39 games, so. But playoff wise, he's been a very good playoff goaltender in his career at this point in time. Damn. And then you also have Silas Mitchell. Silas Mitchell played a little bit more games regular season wise, but has not played any here in the playoffs so far. Depth wise, Ryland Dorsett, Ian Haley, and Josh Henderson. Okay. Yeah, I've never recognized really any of these guys. I think this is definitely the first time we've played them in the playoffs before. And I am a little bit scared, but I do think we have a chance to beat them if we beat the Florida Panthers. There's easy a chance we could beat them. So obviously we need to be better defensively than we were last round though. That's one thing. But our offense was phenomenal. So our offense could definitely probably play to the same levels there is my guess. But obviously it's going to be still a tough task considering they were one of the better teams in the league at this point in time. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our... Wait a second, what face cam do I need to use? Oh yeah, this one. Of our Halifax Raiders Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the conference finals against another top 3 team in the East as we take on the Washington Capitals, looking to get to the Cup finals versus either LA or the St. Louis Blues. Send anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.